Congratulations, Taurus. Yes, congratulations to all of my Taurians out there that have been on a sobriety type of journey, okay? Abstinence type of journey. I don't care if it's been only 3 weeks, six weeks, 6 years, your whole life, whatever you've been doing to stay completely alert, stay completely in the present moment, face and confront all of the good, the bad, and the ugly. This message is specifically for you guys. So like I said, even if this is just about you, you know, being on this spiritual journey, being on this spiritual path of you being sober from wearing those rose-colored glasses of any sorts when it comes to religion, relationships, work, you have moved from a poverty state of mind into a rich spirit state of mind because of your willingness to see the truth for what it is and to not escape and run away from what you want it to be. You know, run away from what it is in order for you to have what you think you want it to be. You get what I'm saying? So angel number 555, I kept seeing over and over and over again. So definitely check out angel number 555. If you guys already know what that angel number is, there's more than one meaning. Share it with other fellow Taurians as well, because believe it or not, I feel like it's somehow connected to childhood memories of being in religion, of growing up in certain homes, some relationships that stuck together, even though it was no love there. All of these different experiences have played a vital role. Sometimes this could be in regards to family as well. So believe it or not, a lot of this, the rose-colored glasses, we put those glasses on at a very young age as a coping mechanism, right? Like whether it's excessive drinking, eating, even starving oneself, picking up sex habits, hypersexuality in an unhealthy way, right? Smoking, being detached, etc., etc. All of these things are 9 times out of 10 something that was developed and picked up, not necessarily picked up, but taken on from childhood experiences as a coping mechanism to help escape whatever you didn't desire, right? It's like, I want to escape and be anywhere else but here, anywhere else but where I'm at. And if you can't physically leave, you can't physically divorce that person, you can't get away from those people, you start to, sometimes you shrink yourself and you play small. Others will literally pick up a habit or a coping mechanism just to help them make it through the day. Especially, you know, in situations where you can't outrun the people, places, and things. You know what I'm saying? It's like you take 10 steps forward and they're going to pull you 10 steps backwards. So by no means am I a professional when it comes to therapy, medical, seeking a professional. Definitely always do that, but I'm speaking from personal experiences. I'm speaking from countless one-on-one sessions. I'm speaking from a place of evolved opinion and also inductive reasoning. Okay, so using my own intuition, and we can't forget the spirits that be in my head. Okay, there are a lot of them. So all of these energies are definitely keeping me in the know, and there's just this misconception where it's like these experiences only happen in certain childhoods that were either impoverished or childhoods that didn't have 2 parents. There's this misconception that if you have all those things, you can avoid majority of these types of situations. And that's not true. All right. Little Timmy living in their 2-parent home with all the money in the world, Don't be that little boy. Don't be screaming and kicking for no reason. Little Timmy be fighting his own demons. There's something going on spiritually as well, right? Yeah, we have awaken your inner shaman. So definitely the key to intimacy, the key to unlocking your heart has something to do with love at its core, right? And these are core memories, right? If you've ever seen the movie Inside Out, they show you where those core memories are established, and it all goes back to childhood. From the moment you came online, right? Joy said it herself. She has to be partly delusional, you know what I'm saying, in order to think of so many optimistic ways to approach a situation. She's accepted that, yes, I use delusion as a way to help myself think of ways to get my person out of these, you know, my main character out of these wonky experiences. You can choose to look at it from a negative way or X, Y, and Z. But every other emotion in the room, whether it's disgust, fear, sadness, they have a role to play. And when it's their time to take control over the character, they need to be able to do their job. Now, a lot of religions and a lot of religions, social groups, they frown upon you ever allowing sadness to do its job, right? So a lot of times they'll be like, oh no, you don't want to be aware, you don't want to deal with that emotion. In order to get to intimacy, in order to get to the root of situation, you got to be willing to go into sadness. Without sadness, you get a numb person that will get on a train or book a ticket on a bus to get anywhere or go somewhere, just anywhere but there. What they were expressing, you know, you don't need to go get a degree to see that the entire movie was letting you know that this is how you get that numb child that is literally now detached in such a way, because every core value is being broken down from the inside out, you know. So if you can look at something and see it in multiple different ways, you are already a master. So that's pretty much what it is here. It's like, just because you see something that you can't fix or you can't control, sometimes it's just about holding space for sadness. Sometimes sadness wants to be expressed. A good cry, a good, you know, hug, and it doesn't mean that you want something from that person or that you're trying to be with something. It's something that needs to be invoked though, right? And sometimes what had to happen, she had to have the mother and the father, they had to signal cues to the other voices in everyone else's character that this person needs a little bit more attention, you know what I'm saying? And they may not need a disciplining, it's different, you know what I'm saying? But that's just because, like I said, no matter if they moved Joy, no matter if they moved whatever her name was, when a person is miserable and they're that low, sometimes just holding space for their feelings and not trying to prove them right or wrong does wonders, right? Because like I said, you get to this dark place and you lack imagination, you don't know what would make you feel better, and you get to on autopilot. It got to a point in that movie where none of the spirits that was guiding her or working with her could stop her because she had went too far. They had to wait for the right spirit to come along to help guide her on that, you know, on that phase of her journey. And it took the very thing that they were trying to stop from, you know, experiencing. So I feel like a lot of you guys there's this connotation that if you are a humble servant, if you are a child of God, you don't have to experience negative emotions. And that's not true. You know what I'm saying? Which is why the most, you know, traumatized kids be the ones that be coming out of the church. And or those that are in glass houses having to pretend like nothing's going wrong. You can constantly cast spells, psalms all day long over your kids, but if you don't allow them to go into their emotions and you don't allow them to experience what they need to experience, they will feel numb, they will escape, and they will run. And that's why it don't matter if you know what's better, you know what I'm saying, or you have the answers, until they are ready, until they have, it's like the spirits that guided in that scenario, and I'm using that scenario for a reason. The spirits that guided they had to learn how to take turns. You get what I'm saying? They had to learn how to take turns with every single invocation, you know what I'm saying? Every single emotion, in order to detox it, in order to calm the whatever was being raised up from the experience. It's not about eradicating one or another. And I feel like a lot of people utilize that wisdom as a way to cast spells, to force a person's hand down a particular path, to go through it's okay to go through fear, it's okay to go through disgust, it's okay to go through anxiety, it's okay to go through joy, but you're not allowed to touch sadness. Sadness is a sign of the devil. That's not true. Sadness is a necessary emotional process, and that spirit needs to guide that person through that experience. That is healthy. When you constantly hoodwinking people and removing them from being able to learn how to process that emotion, when they get into experiences and you're not there to constantly cast that spell of removal of sadness, you're delusional. You're operating like joy that is delusional in regards to accepting that sadness is just as necessary. The moon is just as necessary as the sun. You can't have one or the other. All right, which brings me to my download. There are three governing laws that are attempting to force you, okay, whoever this message is for, they're attempting to force you down a particular path, okay? These laws, you already know them, and I'm gonna give you a simple example. Spirit, give me an example. Thou shalt not lie. Okay, let's use that one. Thou shalt not lie. So that's the first spell. That's the first law, governing law. Thou shalt not lie. So when someone asks you what your next plan is, where you're gonna go next, you just gonna by the first law, by knowing the law, you will have a premeditated response, which means you're expected to start saying exactly what you plan on doing next, telling all your business, just blabbing at the mouth. The reason why you are going to do that or give that particular response is because the prior law of thou shalt not lie is something that you are governed by. It's your governing law, and their spirit is pretty much saying you have more than one governing law. 5 of them specifically keep you in a particular paradigm, right? So for those of you that are ready, I'm just gonna set you free right quick. And if you don't want to be set free, this is your opportunity to turn the video off, okay? This is free game. No matter what decision you choose, whether it's to be fair, whether it's to do the right thing, whether it's because you consider how you would feel if you were in the shoes of that person and you start trying to, I don't care if you try to even empathize with them in a way where it's like, well, what about me and how I would feel if I was in this situation? It don't even matter which decision you choose, whether you're going to be mean, nice, nasty, it is 100% guarantee that even after you try to plead your case, even after you try to pull up evidence, even if you try to be fair, it will not change anything. It will not change anything. It won't change having your back up against the wall. It's going to always be resulting of them versus you. Of them versus you. If you are not putting yourself in a position where you are allowing whoever, if it's a group of people, one particular person, a parent, a sibling, it doesn't even matter, a relationship. If you are not in a position where you are surrendering your free will and you are allowing whatever decisions they want for you to be your governing force, and you are being obedient to that, if you are not allowing that to happen, then you're pretty much going to always be the bad guy. And the sooner you accept that you are going to be the bad guy, the quicker you'll free yourself from that governing law that says that whatever governing law prevents you from being your true authentic self. So in these types of situations, whoop they ass and hide the Bible if God is watching. Because trust me, God is definitely watching this entire situation. But more importantly, God is watching you. God has all eyes on you. You are the main character in God's in this story being told, okay? And this is to test how well you know God. This is to test how well you know how well is your relationship with the Most High, right? Because make it make sense to me, for me. If God is great, terrible, merciful, and all those positive and negative things, and at the same time, you can say that you're made in the image of God, right? In the flesh, you're a fleshly expression of the image of the mastermind, right? The Christ consciousness of that God. Then how can you be anything but great, terrible, bountiful? You know, every attribute, negative and positive, when it's necessary, God will be great. When it's necessary, God will be terrible. When it's necessary, God has no remorse, regret, or resentment against what's necessary. And in that type of position of leadership, in that type of commitment, if God has to be terrible to teach you a lesson, God will be terrible. If God has to be merciful in a situation, God will be merciful. So if you consider yourself, right, connected to that consciousness, then when the time presents itself for you to be all that you are, the I am that I am, you don't want to. The governing laws would prevent you from exercising your divinity, right? So in these situations, who do you think sends these energies to you? You see what I'm saying? Why would God create joy, sadness, fear, anxiety, all these different creations just for the first one, which was always perfect, which was the first one that ever came online, was joy. We all come here with the spark of joy, with the light. Why would the introduction of all those other things even come to fruition? You know what I'm saying? What is this? It says misalignment. Yeah, I'm sensing, then we have voice. I'm sensing disgust. It's never personal. Reconnect with Mother Earth. Plant, garden, harvest, misalignment. Miracles become normal once we face all of the aspects of our life in the same direction. Voice. You are here to be known, so speak and be seen. Bottom of the deck, we have family connections, respect, people, kinship, and that's in reverse. So a lot of you guys, this has something to do with family. The respect of your family, your communities, your people, kinship, community, camaraderie. Y'all know all the good stuff, right? I think we're going to use a different tarot deck today. Yeah. This is definitely about disgust. All right, so pretty much what I'm sensing here is Psalms 23, verse 4. There's like a desire to connect with like Mother Earth. There's a desire to connect and feel connected to a higher source, right? But at the same time, even though the desire is there, there's an aspect of it's different, okay? Because we have the Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Because this feels like an invitation to receive the truth. So whoever this is for, you've received an invitation to receive the truth, right? About what's in your subconscious, your relationship with God, source, what's been planted in your garden, what spells have been casted, who's governing who, why the harvest or the manifestation of whatever you do or don't like is happening. So this is definitely saying that spirit, you've been spiritually given an invitation to receive the truth. But there's an aspect of the truth that you aren't ready or willing to accept. You can't deny that someone speaks the truth. You can't deny that there's something more to Gaia, Mother Earth, tarot, spirituality, outside of just the doctrine of where you came from. You can't deny that when you come in to find out the tea on your cheating wives and cheating husbands, that it be accurate as fuck, right? There's something about you can't deny something, but you can't quite accept something else either. And then there are those of you that have accepted the truth. You're not conflicted by the truth, and it has set you free. But then there's this cloud of disgust, green with envy, of the truth being channeled in such a way through tarot, through divination. It's not that someone is trying to deny that there's truth about what someone is saying, but based off their governing laws of the Bible, their core upbringing, they are struggling with with change. They are struggling with receiving the truth for what it is because of how it's being delivered, right? So if I was to get rid of all of these cards, which is probably why at the beginning of the reading I was just channeling and I didn't pull out a card. So yeah, it has something to do with cards. It has something to do with imagery. It has something to do with delivering messages of truth by way of these types of modalities, okay? These types of tools. Because it's not in reference to the scripture, the word, the Bible. And when the scripture is not placed as a confirmation for this level of consciousness, it makes it difficult to not be disgusted with how it's being channeled, how it's being delivered. This is someone that will sit down and listen to you all day long and listen to you channel and speak wisdom or whatever. But the moment you start, if they could just get you to get rid of this tarot, divination, talking about spirits, ancestors, they would be all right with you. Okay? There's something about control, right? There's something about control, and what happens when a person can't control something, they handle it carelessly. They handle you carelessly. They handle you in such a way where it's like, oh, they gonna learn the hard way, or oh, God gonna deal with them because they out of alignment. They've been misinformed. But they will still come and sit at the table and listen to the voice of the person's collective that's even channeling this type of soul, channeling from the soul source. You are here to be known, so speak and be seen. And that is one of the biggest things. It's like they can't deny that you be knowing stuff. Plant, garden, harvest. But you just irritate. It's how you know it. Not necessarily how you know it. It's how you tap into it to know it. Okay? Some of y'all may look at candles. Some of y'all may scry. Some of y'all may do a lot of different things. Some of y'all don't even need the Bible. You don't have to call on names and deities and stuff like that. And it's still just a disgust. And I feel like you have turned away from even trying to tell this level of consciousness the truth because you feel as if they're not ready to receive it. You see what I'm saying? They're not ready to receive it. And as sad as it is, it's like, well, I don't belong here, so I'm going to go somewhere else. And every time you go somewhere else, they delusional ass gonna follow you. It don't matter if you start a new channel. It don't matter if you go to a different platform. It don't matter if you move out the state, go somewhere else. They are going to look you up, seek you up, find you in some way, somehow. And a lot of you guys that are drawn to this channel, y'all not no small time people. Y'all are big people. I can feel the energy. Y'all are spiritually evolved beings that you don't necessarily need anything, but the occasional, shit, y'all just be out here supporting other people, to be honest with you, because truthfully, y'all like sleeping giants, you know what I'm saying? Like the originals. And you blended in for far too long. And you guys they would judge your books by its cover because y'all stay under the radar. Y'all stay out the way. Y'all don't really cause a fuss. But it's like, go and dust your shoulder off because y'all are being called. Y'all are being called to use your voice. And a lot of you guys are just sleeping giants that have been spells of conformity has been placed over you as a means to watch you like a hawk and keep you from remembering who you are. Look at this. The 7 of Cups. I don't know what the truth is anymore. Yeah, you do. And because you are aware of the truth, whether you want to receive it or not, accept it or not, you will feel off. And that's just the truth. It's like you can't, once you see the truth, you can't unsee it. Once you've heard it, once you've sat here and you've listened to this video, no matter how disgusted you are, you're going to be more disgusted with yourself than you would be with anything else, because you are now, it clicks for you. You see what I'm saying? It never really makes sense to me. If a person doesn't want to receive the truth, don't watch the truth. Do you know what I'm saying? But the curiosity, I feel like love has been one of the biggest things. Like, I will go and call 1-800, call Miss Cleo, because I want to know about my person. I want to know about this. But the moment that you ask about your person, and the moment that you receive the truth and you're disgusted by the truth that you find, now you got to go back every single day and go and live that reality, knowing damn well that reality is a fake. It's a fraud. That's going to be harder to do than never having found. It's like going to lose somebody's phone, knowing damn well you're not going to leave them, but you want to look through the phone and get some type of proof or receipts that they doing something, but you know damn well you're not going to leave them. So it's better off that you just don't look at the phone. That's, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't look at something that you do not want, because it's going to make you feel like you're not where you are meant to be. It's going to make you feel like you're fake now. You're a fraud now. You don't know who you are now. It's going to make you feel very naked, vulnerable, because it's either you're going to project it and blame it on everybody else, which you can do, but even that won't last always. You could try to lie to yourself and tell yourself it's somebody else, they're the blame, but even that won't last always. And then one day you're going to look at yourself with your own eyes of disgust, because you will be forced to realize that you sit at the table, you ate from the table, and you thought you could walk away with your hands clean. And it's because, once again, you don't feel like something is fair. You don't feel like something is right. And I keep being drawn back to the fact that, like I said, every time anger, all those emotions got, I don't know if her name was Charlie or what, I can't remember her name, but it's from the movie Inside Out. When someone doesn't have joy or sadness, when you don't have the sun and the moon in your life, when you don't have the mother and the father, when you're missing a big aspect and a big chunk of your spiritual, physical, and mental development, you know what will happen? The only thing that will happen is you will harbor emotions. You will resent something that you can't touch. You won't be able to explain it. It'll be like a lingering spirit, but it ain't nobody else's spirit but your own demons, right? So what happens? You start trying to do anything, come up with any idea to make yourself feel better. Even if you got the person back, wouldn't make you feel better. Even if you got retribution, wouldn't make you feel better. Nothing will make you feel better if you run away from sadness and joy. Those are the core, those are the first two that come on. The sun and the moon. That's the checks and balances. And it's like, you're an expression. That's what I see here. It's like all of us are expressions of God, the sun and the moon. So it's like, how can you be? It's like you know how they say that you don't have humble beginnings. Like, how can you be disgusted with your initial spark The first two core principles, the sun and the moon. How can you, I don't know. Oh Lord, it always be love. It always be relationship. I just want my person. I just want to be happy. My goodness. You know how they say sometimes you gotta get lost so you could get found? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You gotta get lost so you can get found. That's just what I see here. If you feel off and you feel like you can't sleep at night, start creating. Start doing something with your hands. It's gonna help keep you sober. It's gonna help you keep you on your journey. It's gonna help you, instead of it keeping you up at night or you feeling like you can't change situations, it's gonna help keep you grounded. All right, for the right type of soul tribe, soul connections to come into your life. Because I feel like a lot of y'all, some of y'all with Mother Earth, it's just giving me this energy of you don't have a lot of family, you don't have a lot of support. And if you try to go back to family and those types of people, they are just going to want to put you under some type of spell and get you to conform into another, and you don't want to be delayed, held up, and slowed up. If you go back to ex-lovers and people that are unhealed, they're going to try to do the same thing as well, get you to turn around, change something about yourself. And you know that, and you feel very naked and you feel very vulnerable. And I feel like there's like two collectives here. There's a collective that, yes, are also Taurus, right? But even though they're Taurus or they have Taurus in their chart, they are not on a certain level with another collective of Tauruses. You see what I'm saying? And some of you guys, like, it's very real. I'm gonna use myself as an example. I'm a Taurus. My mother's a Taurus. Me and my mother have two completely different perspectives. She's pushing 70. I'm only in my 30s. So being able to discern, this is by no means to make it about right versus wrong, because that doesn't matter to me. But I can see someone that is struggling with feeling like something is right and something is wrong. And so I'm tapping into my joy, my delusion, and I'm going to help you tap into your joy, which is your delusion. Sometimes you got to dig a little deeper. You got to go a little crazy so you can find the clarity that you need, right? You got to become the Mad Hatter. You got to go on a journey of being Alice in Wonderland. When you're crying there because the door is too small and you can't fit into it, but you don't want to take the drink because you don't know what it is. It says, literally, in Alice in Wonderland, it said, drink me, eat me. And she didn't want to consume of it. And so she pouted and pouted until she found herself in a situation. It was only until the point of drowning, where she couldn't take it anymore, that she was willing to shrink herself if necessary in order to get out of a situation. And that's kind of like what I see here. It's like, even if you had to take a loss financially, it would be better to shrink yourself. You see what I'm saying? And go through that door and then eat something that can help you grow faster than to sit there and try to convince someone that will never change, someone that will never see things from your perspective about where you stand. I accept my mother, her belief systems, and I'm not seeking to change her belief systems. And nor do I expect her to accept me, because I'm not seeking the validation of my grown-ass mother. I have my own children. I have my own reality. And this is not to compare my life, but I have to use my life experiences as a way to let you know that you are not the only person going through it. So it's not coming from a space of being like me. It's to the point where the water has risen to your neck, your nose is about to go under, And in that type of situation, your options become very few. You either drink or you eat. All right? You either drink or you eat. No matter what, if you ate it and it made you bigger, now you got more time. You see what I'm saying? To process how much water, your tears, but you're the person crying. You know what I'm saying? Alice in Wonderland, the tear, her situation, if she didn't cry, I don't know. It's your tears. It's your tears. So which means if it's coming out of your eyes, it's your perspective. So you could change it. It's really, really simple math. You know? What do you want? What do you want? But for those of you that are sitting around with disgust and you are still drawn to listening to these types of readings, even if it's just, what's that word? What did they say? You know, speculation and fascination of how something could be a little accurate, but there's no God there. And then you are you're projecting your disdain or your disgust of something and trying to cover it up or mask it as just being, oh, I'm just looking at it. It has no power over me. Your God of the Bible wants me to tell you that you are disobeying. You're not being obedient. You are breaking your governing laws of your Bible, and you are infringing on things that are outside of your control or attempting to. And so you can say what it is that you want to say. At some point, you know, you're going to get what you give. Because I feel like somebody is trying to get someone to turn around. Turn from your evil, wicked ways. Repent, 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 and go back. All right? Come back. This is why you're out here suffering. This is why you're struggling. And they want to use this as an opportunity to kick you while you're down, while you're vulnerable, and see if they can sit here and cast their own little spells. Damn, when the Queen of Wands meets the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, good God. This is when two can play that game. You see here the High Priestess in reverse? This is like, damn. I'm going to be honest with you. In spiritual families, when you grow up with power, you see what I'm saying? If you break the mold, okay, spiritual family is like spiritual inheritance. Let's think about that. So spiritual inheritance is kind of like, you know, you have kids and then you pass down the family business and stuff like that and whoop whoop. Now, when you pass down the family business, that child is being groomed to handle that mantle, right? And that child may not ever want to do it. You have some children that will literally be born generation after generation and they will uphold their upbringing and their inheritance, and they would be obedient to those same laws and things that protected their family, and they served a particular God. Now, in this situation, what I'm seeing here is you are there's somebody here, I don't know who I'm talking to. You are, how can I put this? You're that 1%, y'all. You're that 1% that, yes, you have an anointing. Yes, you are very special and gifted. And you are meant to take that inheritance and you are meant to build something like that ain't never been built before. Create something that ain't never been created before. Speak on something that ain't never been spoken on before. And you are meant to do it in your way. And you are meant to also have it your way. You see what I'm saying? Have it your way. And you have like I said, family connections, blood ties, where they literally, it's like Moana, right? She was supposed to be the princess, the village princess, but she went to grandmother, and grandmother told her that this is what we were before this system, before this governing system came up. And you have a greater purpose than to just be a part of this governing system. And so she had to travel far out and trust the spirit of the ocean, the spirit of hey, and have conversations and meet other deities and stuff like that. And her journey was just different. That's what I'm seeing here. And until you complete that journey, until you have finished it, you're going to run into a situation, right? It's like where someone ready to lock you up in a room and take away your water and make your life harder. If they feel as if this is their opportunity, they're willing, if they're that disgusted with you, they are like the crab, right? And it's Cancer season. So y'all remember in Moana how they had to go to the crab, and the crab was like, I'm this and I'm that and I'm da 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 da. That's disgust. Disgust is like, oh, I'm this and I'm that and I'm the best, and it's big. The crab was big. And when the crab had to be distracted, right? There's this situation where someone is gunning for you because they feel like you're about to take some type of attention, power, person, whatever. And it could be your own family. It could be your own people. It could be literally like apply it to this situation where it's like you are a physical threat, that you're going to take an inheritance and you're going to do it in such a way, and someone doesn't have no control over it, and it makes them scared. And it's fear, right? It's like I'm afraid, so now I'm disgusted, and now I'm gonna retaliate, and I'm gonna try to do it while you're down. I'm gonna try to give you sleepless nights. I'm gonna try to get you back into this fold, get you back into this group. And it's not gonna work like that. There's the Two of Cups energy. There's the Two of Cups energy. Joy. I feel like your Two of Cups energy right now is joy. So the Queen of Wands in reverse is pretty much saying that you are ready to whoop ass and hide the Bible if they God is watching. All right? Because you ain't in that book. You outside the book. You outside the box. Everybody that's inside the book is inside the box. And here you are. You over here walking around and around and around like because this wall, you're a threat now because you're not in the box. So now they're afraid that you're going to walk around and get these walls to fall. And that's what they're scared about. So this is why it's like, stop that. Witch, shaman, priest, high priestess, whoever this person is, they're the devil. You're about to be pretty much damn. But yes, this is that moment where it's like, if you don't take it, if you don't take the control by in your own hands, it's gonna be taken for you. You see what I'm saying? It's like you against your inheritance or something, and it's to get you back because you have literally like ventured too far out. Someone's afraid that you have the ability to take something from them. A child, you have the ability to take someone's child, you have the ability to take someone's lover, you have the ability to just change someone entirely, like, and someone is afraid that you will take something from them, and they want, if they can't have you too, then they will come for you, and you won't have to fight them head on in the spirit. That's what I'm seeing here. You about to go to war in the spirit. Because look at this, the Queen of Wands and the Nine of Cups is saying you're gonna have to craft you up some tinctures or something, because there is no negotiating with this type of energy. It's only by letting things fall down and having no remorse where shit is happening. You got the High Priestess in reverse. By any means necessary. If they out of pocket, you out of pocket. If they out of pocket, man, light them up. Light it up. Nine of Pentacles. Whew. Okay, I'm seeing a whole smorgasbord of thoughts. Okay, I could do this, I could do that, I could do that. Take it easy. Take it easy. Oh my goodness. Some of y'all gonna want to take the route where you like, okay, I'm going to talk from a higher, mature. You're going to take the high road. I see you trying to take the high road in a situation. But this some gutter shit. Okay. All right. This goes back to the root. To the root and to the tutor. And oh my God. This was done at the foundation. This was done at the foundation, at the core. This could be a core of a foundation unit. I'm telling you, it's the motherfucking Hierophant. And Hierophant is everything. The Hierophant is your traditions, your institutes, your values. It's marriage, it's commitment, it's religion, it's your social education, it's your who taught you, your beliefs. Told you. And here you come with barely having nothing. With barely having nothing to your name. Barely having nothing, and you over here rebuilding infrastructures from the core. And you are a threat. Everything that you say and do is a threat. Every time you write something, every time you think something, it's a threat. Don't take it lightly. You're a sovereign being having a human experience. All right? Which means you are, if an 8-year-old in the Bible can be a judge, what possessed you to think that you can't be a judge over these types of situations? Make your mind up and have no remorse about it. You think those kings that were kids were second guessing themselves? No. No. No, 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 no. It ain't personal. It's justice. So there's a governing law that says to let them hit first. Spirit, do they have to let them hit first? No. Justice, the 8 of Wands. If you know something is coming and you know fire is being sent your way, hey, listen. What you don't understand is they've already been projecting. So it's only like return to sender, return to sender, return to sender. You see what I'm saying? Like, make it a lifestyle, because I'm telling you, these are the type of Bible thumpers and people where they, from the moment they big eye open the door, the moment they wake up in the morning, they on their knees praying to get you back. They on their knees trying to teach you a lesson. They literally, if they at the pool, they stop swimming to go into they areas to pray to make some shit change. So you need to have it incorporated into your everyday life. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, it's not even like you need to protect yourself. You see what I'm saying? But every time you return it, they only get the voltage of everything that they project out to you. It's not even like you have to do much. But if you just over there like constantly wanting to fight on the 3D, man. The tower is coming, so get ready. I love you guys. That's all I have. Until next time. Bye.